statutory rape. She's 12 years old. She's currently expecting, as we heard in court.
Ngamukela Kristu so ngokhipha umphefumulo longanaqala right.
You sleep with her. That child is yours.
Yeah.
But you know that is illegal and she's underage.
It didn't happen. I don't know what happened. I'm not sure who did it.
That's from here. That's from on the news. I want all of them to go behind bars.
This quiet neighborhood, Laudium, in the west of Pretoria, was rocked by allegations of statutory rape involving a local 12-year-old girl. Local newspaper The Laudium Sun broke the story in late December 2025. Allegations are that a 30-something-year-old Pakistani national sexually groomed and repeatedly raped his wife Tembi's 12-year-old younger sister. The names of the characters in the story have been made up in order to protect the identity of the 12-year-old child. These pictures are not real, but are AI generated for visual purposes. Cutting Edge made contact with the victim's brother. For purposes of this story, I will call him Adil.
Rumors went around that my 12-year-old sister slept with my bigger sister's husband, and then she slept with this one, she slept with that one, but I never take it as that because she's still a 12-year-old. So I don't take it in that way that you do something like that. I never believed it till I saw the truth, what happened. I called my sister, my 12-year-old sister, I sat with her, I said, do you and this guy have anything going on together? She said no. She took an oath on the Quran. It's like a Bible. She took an oath on the Quran. She said no, me and this guy have nothing. She put her hand on it.
Tembi, her husband, and the 12-year-old were living together in the same house in Laudium when the abuse is said to have happened. How did her sister fail to protect her?
He was cheating or not with my smaller sister, you can say that.
Question
And from there I went bonkers. I called this guy, I said, what you doing with my sister? I called him on a voice call. We asked him, did you sleep with her?
Now tell me, did you make nikah with or not?
No, not yet.
Not yet. You sleep with her. And that child is yours.
Yeah.
But you know that is illegal and she's underage.
Yeah, I know.
Bhai, look it to me, look it here. You must tell me that's true.
Yeah.
So say yeah, bhai. I'll see you. Bye bye. Let's see what I can do. You finish, do something what you want to do now. Let me see what I can do.
No, it's our turn.
You must wait and
We
watch.
also gonna do something.
On the 16th of December 2025, a case was opened against the accused at the Laudium police station, allegedly by his wife, Tembi.
You're also not allowed to have any contact, direct or indirect, in any manner whatsoever with the complainant tomorrow of it. You're also not allowed to go to or enter the residential address of the complainant. If you fail to comply with any of these conditions, you are to be authorized to bail money for the state and remind you.
Amongst the bail conditions set by the magistrate was that the accused not come into contact with the alleged victim. But the 12-year-old alleged victim was spotted in the court building with her mother and her two sisters.
So we can put it in the media
No,
for the
you can't.
injustice
No,
that is
you
done. So
can't
don't
do
touch
that.
me, please.
You
Don't
can't
touch
do
me.
that. Why?
Don't touch me.
Without my
Please don't
permission.
touch me.
You can't
I'll
do
video everyone. The law says you can video
you can't
anyone.
do
It's a
that
public
without my
space.
permission.
I don't need no one's permission. Go look at the judgment. You can video freedom. Freedom. This is a public space. You're like public space. We can video everyone. Okay. Okay.
Why is he doing this? Very disrespectful.
Okay.
Why are you doing this?
Fine.
The Laudium Sun, the local paper that broke the story, appointed attorney Mohammed Farouk Villaji on a watching brief on the case.
It's unheard of for any victim to be present at court in support of a bail application to the accused. And nonetheless, what's more concerning is that the victim is being encouraged to do so by the family. And that same family is supposed to be protecting her from the current situation. So it begs the question to ask, what are they hiding on? Why would the family members agree for her to be here and continue encouraging and protecting the accused before the court?
The accused was charged with statutory rape, which is a Schedule 6 offense, but was released on bail of 1,000 rand.
The bail amount is set not to punish the accused but to secure his attendance at the trial. I believe that it was read into the record that he has some sort of South African paperwork which makes him legal in the country, and hence the amount of bail that was set by the court.
After being released on bail, the accused is alleged to have failed to show up in court for pre-trial court proceedings on the 2nd of February and is now a fugitive from justice.
It's statutory rape. She's 12 years old. She's currently expecting, as we heard in court.
The South African Department of Health says that during the last financial year, there were about 120,000 adolescent pregnancies in the country. These are pregnancies where the mothers between the ages of 10 and 19. Most of these pregnancies were recorded among teenagers aged 15 to 19, but alarmingly, around 2,500 pregnancies involved girls between the ages of 10 and 14. The department says that although the overall trend appears to be declining, early pregnancy continues to have serious consequences for the life and future of the girl child.
17, 6 months, 6 months pregnant.
17-year-old Nonhlanhla says a boy from her school made her pregnant. Although she is still a child, Nonhlanhla, which is not her real name, can legally consent to sex. Her school has asked her to stay home for the latter part of her pregnancy. The right to education is enshrined in the Constitution of South Africa, and the Department of Basic Education in the country has outlawed the exclusion of pregnant girls from attending school.
Bathi esikoleni umuntu lo unesiso uyagadwa ngoba phendela ukuthi lokuthi agadwe and ukuthi nangabe kumbe sokuqala ukugula noma amahelo akhona lo muntu ukuthi amikise esibhedlela ngoba bona babutishela basuke babhizi bafundisa labanye abantwana ngeke bakhone bona ukuthi baqatheke lo mntwana lo break sebathi bona uma ngabe mina ngifuna ukuthi isikole simgade bacela umuntu lo muntu uthi ufuna 600 yokuthi amgade khona lesikoleni ukuze aqhubeke ukufunda semine bengidele imali yokuthi ngikhona lokuthi abuyele esikoleni.
According to the Department of Basic Education, pregnancy is not a reason to exclude a girl from school. Every child has the right to continue learning.
Certainly not, and that's why we encourage our provinces and our school-based support teams to continue to entrench the work of the policy, because the policy clearly states that we should not be sending our learners away from school. The idea is for us to keep our learners in school, to retain them, but also to make support available for them. I mean, we have seen instances in some provinces such as KZN and Mpumalanga where schools actually make support packages available for the learner and take it to the hospital for the learner to be able to still continue with their learning.
Some teachers, the adults meant to protect and guide students, have been accused of impregnating their pupils, raising serious questions about accountability and school safety.
Unfortunately, those instances have occurred in our schools, and where we do find these unfortunate instances of statutory rape taking place within our schools, we work with the South African Council of Educators to make sure that these teachers are disbarred, as well as the Education Labour Relations Council, to make sure that we don't find sexual predators within our schools. And that is important for us, because we want to make sure that the people that are in front of our learners are there to be their surrogate parents and look after them and impart education onto them, and not look at them as people who are unfortunately vulnerable and susceptible to their ways.
Research shows that pregnant children often hide their pregnancies and are not likely to seek or receive antenatal care. Their pregnancy is often a surprise to their families and caregivers.
Bengimangele bengingacabangi lo ngalendlela bekangayo akhula ngayo ukhula umntwana lo uthanza kudlala nebantwana labancane into nje lebengakayicabanga kungabo ngasina ngithola lento angizange ngaba right ngoba ngimuntu we-high blood ngaba naloko nje ngaba dis angizange vele ngibe right ngoba nangibuka lesimo nami ngiphila phasi kwazo akusisimo nje lokuthi singangeda abantwana kanjani.
Experts say open discussions between parents and their children can play a crucial role in preventing early pregnancy. In South Africa, the law allows young people to access contraceptives and reproductive health care, even without parental consent. But how well do teenagers understand these rights?
Kubalulekile lo uthi umtshele but nami bengimtshela ngithi sesiloku naloku akwentiwe uze ucede isikole ngoba uyabona ukuthi lesikhathi sanyalo kufuna ukuthi ufunde nawungakafundi uphila kamediphi impilo yakho ayibi right. Mina ngibona kwami ngoba umntwana noma umtshela uthi lokhu sesungakwendi ngibona ngathi ngcono lokho ukuthi ummikise eklinikhi at least athole amaphilisi noma umjovo noma ngoba uma ukhuluma umdala uvela kakuva ngoba bayaphuma bahambe baye etikolweni bathole kwenza ngababo babayenge ukuthi singendaloku nayo lesinye isikhathi bena abadlala sekubangiloko njengaye mina ngizange ngambona kujola kwakhe akakake wangihlupha ukuthi uhambe ebusuku wena njalo bamntwana lo sitoti akakake ngamangala kakhulu.
For some families, termination is not an option. Concerns about psychological trauma, combined with strong religious conviction, often shape the difficult decisions parents must make when a teenager falls pregnant.
Kunesimo lengiphila phasi kwawo ngamukela Kristu so kukhipha umphefumulo longanacala akusi-right singamane mntwana silupheke naye nokuthi umntwana umkhipha ngoba esinye isikhathi uma sekafuna kwenza sekathole lethando leli-serious thole ukuthi uNkulunkulu angeke asamnika ambalelo-ke ukuthi wamuphe ekuqaleni badlala ngemntwana wakhipha umntwana vele lokukhipha nguprefeni umntwana ufunza ngemaphutha njengoba endile sokutolibona naye iphutha lakhe.
By sending trained peer educators into communities, organizations like Save the Children South Africa are helping spark important conversations aimed at preventing teenage pregnancy. But is the message landing with teenagers?
To some iyalenda, to some ayilindi, because already labanye sebaqalile ku engage in sexual activities, and if sebaqalile you can't stop them. Labanye bayakhona ukuthi okay, since I have started, let me go to the clinic to take a PrEP to prevent HIV, to get contraceptive to prevent pregnancy, because the teenage pregnancy it's very high.
Okay, lastly, abatali, what must they do?
I think parents should normalize talking to their children. Noma kubuhlungu kanani or noma kungekho comfortable kangaka, because batali, what I've noticed, abakhona ukukhuluma ngaletinye izinto njengoba nasemasondweni bangakhona ukukhuluma ngaletinye izinto bathathelwe ukuthi basindisiwe. It's not holy ukuthi ikhulume ngaletinto leti. I think parents should normalize ukukhuluma nebantu babo about these things because it's reality.
Lokuthi batala esikhathini lesiningi ba preacher abstinence and labantwana already sebaqalile, so lo stacela ukuthi batala bangasibambisa ngako ukuthi bakhulume nangema contraceptives kwabantwana because nasekaqalile vele ukuthi into lotoyenda ngakumtshela ngekabstain sekaqalile.
In this segment, we speak to experts from the Teddy Bear Foundation, an organization dedicated to preventing child abuse and promoting children's rights, along with representatives from the South African Department of Health and the South African Department of Basic Education. What can parents do to protect their children? How should they support a child they believe may have experienced abuse? And what warning signs should families be looking out for?
The symptoms they would manifest is they would become more withdrawn. They had sleeping problems, so nightmares, recurrent nightmares, or sleeping too much, eating disorders, or where they eat a lot more or stop eating, lack of interest in activities that they previously enjoyed, lack of engagement with their family, sometimes become easily weepy, and if they're attending school, there would be a plummet in their academic performance.
Instead of reporting child rape to police, some families choose private mediation with the perpetrator. Experts warn the practice is unlawful and denies victims the justice they deserve.
Often there's an element of stigma, humiliation, shame, exposure, wanting to prevent that from occurring, where often families then sit in-house and have discussions and look at compensation. We even find that often there's compensation offered to the family. But we also know that there are other reasons where if the alleged offender is a financial breadwinner who has supported the family enormously over a period of time.
Dr. Omar says victims of rape often doubt their own version of events, especially when there is a lack of support from the family.
So if we look at the victim, she feels that it is her fault. She should not have come forward and made the disclosure and report the abuse. And this lack of support or lack of validation and belief in the child certainly would then prevent the victim from talking about the alleged abuse or even continuing with the process. And we often find as a result of that, victims recant where they say it didn't happen, I don't know what happened, I'm not sure who did it, it's not the person that has been identified. Those are some of the responses.
Teenage pregnancy doesn't just change a young girl's life. It can have lasting psychological and physical effects, from emotional trauma to health complications.
Conjure this image of a child birthing a child, the trauma, the confusion, the unintended consequence where a child cannot even process or understand the hormonal changes, the physical changes, the physiological changes, and the fact that this is as a result of an infliction. It's not something that the child willingly, and even a 12-year-old we know legally cannot consent.
Nearly 2,000 children aged 10 to 14 gave birth in South Africa last year, the Department of Health reports. But the question remains, how many of these cases were reported as statutory rape?
Healthcare workers and other professionals are obliged to report all cases of statutory rape. They can be reported to South African Police Services or to Department of Social Development or to a child protection organization. That is what the law says. So in general, all cases, all pregnancies in girls younger than 16 years of age will be reported to Department of Social Development to investigate. It is then the responsibility of Department of Social Development to determine the circumstances, including who the father might be, and then to take further action based on the findings of their intervention.
Statutory rape and teenage pregnancy are frequently discussed. But seldom is the question asked, who is responsible for impregnating these young children?
The law states that only someone who is 16 years of age can give consent to have sex. So by definition, any sexual encounters in girls or boys less than 16 years of age, but I guess we're talking about girls here, constitutes statutory rape.
Bamford says that better sex education gives teenagers the knowledge they need to make safer, smarter choices about their sex lives.
Whether it be delaying sexual activity, whether it be having fewer sexual partners, whether it be safe sex by using condoms and contraception, all of those, we can't guarantee that because young people have knowledge, they will practice, put into practice. But what we know is if they have no knowledge, then they can't put those practices into practice.
Cutting Edge contacted the National Prosecuting Authority of South Africa for comment on the alleged rape of a 12-year-old girl in Laudium, east of Pretoria. The NPA initially agreed to speak to us, but withdrew from the interview the night before filming, citing the ongoing investigations. Cutting Edge also approached the mother and sister of the alleged victim, but both declined to comment. Critical questions remain. Has the suspect been apprehended after failing to appear in court? Will he face justice? And will this young girl receive the protection and closure she deserves?